What's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this vid by Troy. It's titled "Winter Warns Women About Trey Songz and Men in the Industry Who Targeted Her." Oop. Okay, we gonna get all the tea. We gonna see what she got to say. Hopefully the lighting is okay. Y'all let me know if it looks fine. Hopefully it doesn't look like I'm sweating. Somebody left a comment not too long ago and was like, why you reacting to these videos sitting in the room sweating? It looked like you sweating. Baby, I'm staying in 5-star hotels with very efficient AC. Fuck, I look like sitting in a room just sweating for nothing and suffering. That don't make no damn sense. It's called moisturization. I'm sorry that some of y'all are ashy and you don't know nothing about lubricating your face, but that's a personal problem. I don't know what to tell you, okay? So if my face looking shiny or it look like I'm sweating, it's because it's moisturized the fuck up. That's what that means. But anyway, let's hop into this vid.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my loves. It's Destin Choice, and watching Choice TV. So today's video, I feel like it was very important for me to get on here and talk about Winter Blanco recently getting on the podcast.
Choice is a fucking troll, bro. I love him. He is hilarious. First off, what is this little get up? this little fancy little shirt that he got on with the beanie. Very interesting choice, but hey, it works. And all this damn toast, you're just gonna sit it on this table for us to look at this whole damn video? Ciao.
As exposing Trey Songz. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Winter Blanco, the famous Instagram model, the girl from Bad Girls Club who's known for being a bully, who essentially turned her life around, became an artist, got her life together, and is doing pretty well for herself, recently got on her podcast Behind the Likes, and she basically exposed her experience with Trey Songz. Now, I've made a video about Winter Blanco before. If y'all didn't know, a couple years ago, Winter Blanco wrote a book called See, I Was Right. So she wrote a book and she essentially exposed the fact that Diddy and her had a really bad experience. In her book, See, I Was Right, that she wrote 2 years ago, she talked about how Diddy essentially coerced her into getting an abortion because she got pregnant by his youngest son, who was Justin Combs, 21 years old at the time, who was at the height of his career back in 2014 at the time, where he was basically playing football, he had a full ride scholarship, he was doing really well for himself, and essentially Diddy coerced her into getting an abortion, even tried to bribe her with things such as a music career, a boutique, or even money. And essentially, she had a really bad experience with Justin Combs. And long story short, Diddy ultimately traumatized her. And she talked about it in her book, See, I Was Right.
I have gone through a lot of stuff involving the Combs family. Like, I'm not going to lie, I really have. But it's my shit to talk about. Like,
recently, Winter Blanco decided to talk about her experience with Trey Songz. Now, Trey Songz physically beat her ass, strangled her, and basically left marks and bruises all over her body.
I'm not gonna lie, I was friends with Trey Songz for years, and he never did anything to me either. And then one day he did. And he put his hands on me, and I never talked about it. This is the first time I've ever talked about this publicly. I really don't give a fuck anymore. He put his hands on me, scared the fuck out of me, and I never said anything. I never went to the police. I never answered the lawyers' calls when they was calling. I never tried to get some money out of it, because at the time it was girls settling for $100,000, $200,000, and I never did it. In 2020, I had, when that girl came out saying that he raped her, I had her lawyer reach out to me and was like, we're getting this stuff together and we want you to be a part of it. And I was like, I can't be a part of it. But now kind of where I am in my life is I'm tired of letting abusers get away with so much shit. It's old as and
so many people have come out and talked about Trey Songz. Why is this nigga not facing some harsh repercussions? I don't understand. I can't even talk. But I'm just appalled. Why has nothing happened? So many people have come out and said that he assaulted them in one way or another. I'm confused.
There's plenty of them in Hollywood. There's plenty of people that need to be behind bars. Lock them the fuck up. Oh, I don't know what you think happened. You were drunk and you hit me.
And that's what would have made me go right to
no. And I have.
Oh, you got.
And I'm telling you, I literally have the screenshots of the text right here, because I was just thinking about it before we sat down, which is why I'm even talking about it. And I have the text, and I was like, you are not going to trick me and play with my mind. I know what you did to me, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Keep in mind, this is at the point after I did Bad Girls Club. I knew my word had no weight because I'm on a TV show fighting. I'm looking like a violent person. So it's like that also gives people a way to twist it and say, oh, she's always getting into shit. She's crazy. Everybody knows she crazy. And that, takes away your experience when you have this bad rep for being like a crazy bitch, basically. Yeah. So never talked about it, never did anything. And then years later, he had ended up apologizing to me. And I'm not going to lie, like, even after, like, just the way that the situation was manipulated was like, okay, maybe he was going through something. Maybe he was on drugs or whatever the case may be. And like, oh, he apologized. So like now he recognizes his behavior, like whatever. And I'm not going to lie, I did forgive him. And I really didn't like firmly sit in it. Like I'll never fuck with him again or be cool with him again until I saw that girl. I think her name was Dylan. She was one of those twin girls who played basketball, super pretty girl. She came out on New Year's Day and was like, Trey Songz hurt me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not tripping. We talked about it. And I remember I was like, not ever going to talk about it because I was still trying to do music. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't want this to affect my career.
Yeah. Which a lot of women have to deal with.
I had TMZ like calling my manager because like, and trying to talk to me and trying to have conversations with me. And I was like, no, I will not. Like, I will not.
How did people find out about it?
I don't really know how they found out exactly, but I was with a group of friends when it happened. They didn't see it happen, but I had went and got in the car with them after. And I was like, I had like marks on my neck and scratches on my neck. All my nails were broken. My hands were bleeding. My knees were scraped up and shit. So they had seen everything. And obviously I told the girls what just happened in that moment.
People were quick to discredit Winter Blanco's story because, truth be told, she doesn't have the best track record. Not only was she a villain on reality TV, people have grilled her in the past because people have accused her of lying about being biracial because she was in a girl group a couple years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, literally called the White Girl Mob. Then there's been videos and instances of her saying some things that people deem as problematic. And honestly, a lot of people just completely found a reason to discredit her. I personally believe her. But there is one particular part in that podcast that stood out to me that a lot of people aren't pointing out. For one, many people don't really notice that she made it very clear that she doesn't know how lawyers found out, how TMZ found out.
Like I will not.
How did people find out about? Like how did?
I don't really know how they found out. I don't really know how they found out.
How did people find out about? Like how did?
I don't really know how they found out exactly. But I was with a group of friends when it happened. They didn't see it happen, but I had went and got in the car with them after, and I was like, I had like marks on my neck and scratches on my neck. All my nails were broken. My hands were bleeding. My knees were scraped up and shit.
And she says she doesn't know. Lies. And I know she's lying because, again, when people tend to lie, they tend to rub on their neck or tug their ear. It's kind of like an anxiety or a trauma response.
This is not the case 100% of the time. What are we talking about?
When people get nervous, they'll tug their body part to basically try to cover up their lies. So I think...
Or, catch this. How about this? Maybe they have anxiety talking about it. And it's making them like kind of shifty. That could also be a reason. Or some people just have some nervous tics. It doesn't automatically mean they're lying.
She personally tried to sell her story to the blogs. I think when that situation happened, she reached out to several blogs, tried to sell her story, but then backed out last minute. I think that's what happened. Because how the fuck did TMZ even get this information? Now, we all know Trey Songz is a known predator in the entertainment industry only because you've seen it for countless times. You've seen instances.
This ain't even toast, bro. This is just plain white bread that he pulled out of a bag and he letting sit on this damn plate going, Stab, why you wasting bread?
Women have tried to expose him out of nowhere. They settle out of court. Then women come out saying that they were intimidated. They were threatened behind the scenes. I could even use Selena Powell as an example. She claimed that she was raped by Trey Songz. But yet, when she tried to follow a lawsuit, she ended up throwing it out the window.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie on Trey Songz. And if I was to lie, I just can't imagine someone being a millionaire and not taking legal action. You did protect Trey by not taking legal action. But that's not the case either. I didn't protect Trey. I dropped the charges on Tremaine because he literally... I was moving into the building. And he said that he was going to make it very uncomfortable for me to live there.
And I can say the same thing for Keke. Keke, to an extent, is just like Selena Powell. To an extent, she didn't want to press charges because apparently they handled things behind the scene.
been drinking and eating, and it wasn't a professional environment. It was not a place where I'm like, I'm in the right mind to decide if this works with my brand, if I like the artist. I don't know nothing about the artist that it's also in the song.
Did you say no to the producer or to Trey?
I said first no to the producer, then said no to the assistant, and then said no to Trey, and then said it again after I, came out the closet.
What did you mean by sexual intimidation?
I mean, just that. Sexual intimidation. I feel as a female, often I'm put in situations where sometimes males will use their masculinity, their sexuality to taunt you. I hate to have to bring and say that and make it known, but look, I ain't the first person that's gone through. People have gone through this all the time. In college, in high school, but these aren't the things that I've experienced. So this was like kind of one of my first major experiences. It would be like you going to a party where the biggest jock is there, and the whole time he's like, you can get screwed, you can get this, you can get that, and you ain't no little girl no more.
Have you heard from Trey since you posted it?
I haven't heard from him directly.
Trey later responded to Keke during an interview on The Breakfast Club, and he completely denied all of Keke's story and completely discredited her and made it seem like she was crazy, she had issues, and she got too drunk that night.
Now, what happened with Keke Palmer, man?
You tell me, bro.
Was she?
We tried to figure that out up here.
We thought she was allegedly high or drunk to be.
That's what I said. I said she got high and went and hit in the club.
I ain't snitching on nobody.
that sounds like high behavior.
Absolutely. The thing about when you shoot a video, and I waited to have this conversation because I knew we'd talk about it, but ain't nobody put her on camera without accident. There's a sign on the door that there's a video being shot. You step on these premises, you will be recorded. Defame me. Keke is on, she got me on her Snapchat. I'm talking to girls, I'm smoking, I'm doing all type of stuff. I don't know if she shoot me on her Snap. Did I go on? I'm smoking, I'm doing all type of stuff. I don't know if she shoot me on her Snap. Did I go on the internet and say, Keke, you got me on your Snapchat talking to girls. You got me on your Snapchat while I'm not looking at you.
But again, it is your word against his word. But a lot of times we don't come forward because of all the backlash we're going to receive from women and men.
But I can take it because the messages I got from other women saying that they were put in similar situations and had gone through, unfortunately, similar events with this person. It made me feel like, whoo, praise God. I knew I did what I needed to do.
And don't forget about the woman who went out her way to expose the fact that Trey Songz beat her at a party.
What happened the morning of February 17th? Her name is Andrea Buera.
I was attending an after party when Trey began yelling at me, choking me, punching me, and ultimately he knocked me to the ground.
Her attorney, Lisa Bloom, says the two have been friends for years, and he seemed to become enraged when she began talking to one of his friends.
I had to go to the hospital because he hit me so hard that I had a concussion.
Buera says the next day she had dark bruises on her body, face, and neck. Last week, she got a restraining order against Songz.
Trey Songz, you picked on the wrong woman this time.
So ultimately, where there's smoke, there's fire. For the past 5 years, it's just been a crazy shitstorm with Me Too people. However, within this past year, it's been crazy. As we all know, Diddy's currently under fire because, as we all know, he's currently being investigated for human trafficking and having a lot of very salacious and inappropriate tapes that the feds are currently looking for. And as we speak, more information is going to come out because, as we all know, Diddy recently got his house raided. Then there's instances like Dan Schneider, who, if y'all didn't know, was a very popular producer at Nickelodeon, created a lot of our favorite shows. And currently, Dan Schneider's going through a whole expose tour because everyone's coming forth saying how much of a creep Dan Schneider was, including the people that were associated with him due to all the creepy jokes. So it's very clear that people in Hollywood right now are getting exposed left and right, and it's going to continue.
It's God's side and the other side, and we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TGJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
And honestly, some of your faves are probably going to be next. But that's another video. Now, I actually knew about this probably about 2 years ago. And let me tell you guys how I know. I knew about this because Winter Blanco came out with a second book titled You Should Have Listened. Now, it didn't do as well as her first book where she talked about Diddy. But in her second book, she talked about her life stories, talked about her life growing up in her 20s, dating high-profile celebrities, her obsession with athletes, her fame chasing, and her essentially trying to build her brand outside of being a reality TV star and being on a ratchet reality TV show. And basically, she talked about her crazy experiences trying to climb the ladder in the music industry, from shitty contracts, getting scammed, getting played, signing horrible contracts, people stealing her music, her going through attorneys. But what famously caught my attention, what caught some people's attention on Threads, is she talked about her experience with Trey Songz in this book. I managed to snag her book, and I'm basically going to summarize everything she talked about and what Trey did to her in her book. Now, in her book, in chapter 13, she titled the chapter Surviving R&B, which should tell you everything you need to know, and the fact that she was low-key trying to drop hints on who she was talking about. She left Trey Songz nameless in her book, but if you read her book, she explicitly stated that this all started from a friendship that she had with Trey Songz, which then manifested him into acting irrational, and she even suspected that he might have been on some crazy drugs because she saw a monstrous look in his eyes. So, long story short, she nicknamed Trey Songz Tony Temple in her book, obviously to protect his identity. And this all started at a day party, which Trey Songz is known for always throwing day parties in cities like Miami, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. She stated, "While we were partying, I got a text from Tony Temple. Tony and I go way back. We met at a party one time and had always just been friends for years. After that, whenever we were in the same city, we'd link up. But we never went out of our way to spend time with each other. But then he hit me up and asked me to come to his party, long story short." Essentially, she also told him that she then decided to go to the party after she got that text, and she pulled up with multiple women without even saying anything. She just mostly pulled up. Eventually, Winter got bored of the day party, and she essentially wanted to leave and just get the hell up out of there because she was bored. Out of nowhere, Trey Songz said to her, "Hey, Winter, come here for a second. Come upstairs with me," Tony said as he motioned for me to follow him. I took a deep breath and said, "Okay, but hurry, I have to go. We have another stop to make." And said to my friend Janessa, "Give me a few minutes, girl. I'll be right back." And then I looked over at Beast, who is Trey Songz's friends. Can you give them back their phones? Because Trey Songz, by the way, is known for confiscating phones at parties, but he let Winter keep her phone. And long story short, she stated, Tony was already upstairs by the time all this happened, so I quickly went up to his room where he was waiting, and to be honest, I didn't really know why he wanted me to go upstairs with him, because we never messed around, and there wasn't any type of top secret information that he couldn't just tell me in front of everybody else. She followed up with saying that it was simple small talk, with Trey Songz saying, "Oh, that's good that you're here. Yeah, I saw you were in LA. I was like, damn, we had to link up." The conversation was super casual and pointless, but I just figured he wanted to catch up because we really hadn't seen each other in a while. Winter then said this, and this is what led to all the nonsense. And basically, Winter stated, "Yeah, for sure. Hey, who's that white girl down there? Is she okay?" A part of me was concerned, and the other part of me actually was confused. Tony's energy completely changed. What the fuck? That's been my friend a long time. I was there when her dad died. Long story short, Winter saw a girl who was drugged up, looking crazy as hell in the corner of Trey Songz's house. Winter made it abundantly clear that she was just simply concerned. But Trey Songz was oddly irritated with her curiosity to the point where Trey Songz literally said to her, "Don't ask me about no bitch." He went from calm to furious in half a second. It was the strangest thing I ever seen. I had never seen this side of Tony before. Of course, I heard a few things from blogs about him being a monster, but until that moment, I had never seen any of those characteristics. He didn't necessarily scream, but the way his jaw clenched, he could have shattered his teeth. His eyes became glossy, and it was like he wasn't even looking at me anymore. He was looking through me. I was scared, like real life scared. It took me back to the day when my ex used to beat my ass. In that moment, I stood up, and I was like, I'm just asking, chill the fuck out. I said super calmly. As I took step towards the bedroom door, I wish I wouldn't have said those words. As soon as I took the steps to leave his bedroom, Tony grabbed me by my neck with one hand and applied so much pressure that I couldn't breathe. I tried my best to remove his fingers from around my neck. All hell did break loose, and Winter made it clear that she did try to put up a fight. She then said that out of nowhere, Tony dragged her into the hallway. He hit me in the face one more time while half of my hair was still wrapped around his hand. Then he managed to drag me to the top of the stairs when I started screaming even louder. And the whole time, Tony, also known as Trey Songz, spent a lot of his time going out of his way trying to call for his friend Beast for help. Winter then said, "Let me go, you bitch ass nigga. Let me the fuck go." And she screamed even louder, loud enough for people in the fucking house to hear. She then said, Beast, also known as Trey Songz' friends, had finally made it up the stairs to where Tony was beating my ass, and he gave me a bear hug as if he was trying to calm me down before he carried me down the stairs while I was kicking and screaming for Beast to let me go. Essentially, Trey Songz' friend Beast was trying to calm her down, but once we got to the bottom of the stairs, Beast placed me onto my feet, but had a firm grip on each of my arms. Winter had her hair pulled out. She essentially had bruises all over her necks and scrapes all over her thighs because of Trey Songz throwing her all over the room because he would not let go of the fact that Winter was concerned about that young woman that was literally drugged out downstairs. Out of nowhere, Winter then stated that Trey Songz' friend B started apologizing to her consistently, saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. And she said that Trey Songz' friend didn't even seem shocked or confused. It was like he knew what happened because it had happened before. Beast didn't push me out of the front door, but he politely made sure that I was all the way out of the house before he closed the door behind me and locked it. Janessa, Winter's friend, and her homegirls were scared and upset that Winter looked messed up. And one of Winter's friends said, what the fuck just happened? I'm calling the fucking police right now. And Winter said she covered her homegirl's phone and said, no, let's just leave. Let's just get out of here and leave. Winter thought that was the last that she would probably hear of him because she couldn't believe what happened that day. But the next morning, she went to sleep. But before that, she did take a shower and she just felt so much pain. The following morning, Trey Songz, aka Tony Tempo in her book, stated, the text was straight to the point and it said, hey, did you make it home? Winter then said, that shit literally blew my fucking mind. I couldn't believe he would even fix his bitch ass fingers to text me that. And then I replied, are you out of your fucking mind, you bitch ass nigga? You just beat the shit out of me and you want to know if I made it home? She then stated, Tony was more of a monster than I knew. He then replied saying, listen, I don't know what you think happened, but you had a lot to drink, so you may be a little confused. Get some rest and let's talk tomorrow, his text said. I slammed my hands into the bathroom counter out of anger. If niggas don't have shit else, they always have the fucking audacity. Trey Songz has had this weird thing where he's been able to just get rid of a lot of the fucked up things that he's done. He's been able to like make people silence, and he's been able to basically find a way to somewhat intimidate people. The one thing that really irritates me is the fact that there's a lot of predators in the entertainment industry, and no one ever speaks out against him. Notice how a lot of your favorite rappers are so vocal about, I don't know, Candace Owens, or they're so vocal and they want to speak on all these people in the entertainment industry, or they want to speak about someone like 6ix9ine. Like a good example is 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine was obviously, a troll in the entertainment industry. He said the N-word, had rainbow hair, and did the most. And the whole industry was mad at this little Mexican man for saying the N-word, having rainbow hair, and trolling rappers. But yet these rappers who played a role in blackballing him and making sure he never got no radio play, making sure he disappeared from the industry ultimately, never have the same energy against predators in the entertainment industry. Now, pause. I'm not saying 6ix9ine is innocent. He definitely ain't innocent. He's definitely a troll, and he's definitely not the best individual. But let's be very clear. 6ix9ine has also had his fair share of rumors circulating of him assaulting women, doing things to women, and doing, disgusting things to his baby mama after he beat her up, and then he got on top of her while she was in bed, beat up. He's done a lot of crazy things and has been accused of a lot of crazy things, right? But it's funny how it took him snitching and being a rat and helping the feds for the whole industry to be like, nah, he sucks. We don't mess with him. It took that for y'all to eventually turn y'all backs on him.
Small here.
Him snitching, not him allegedly doing things and touching women and doing crazy things, allegedly.
I agree, but the industry is very, very sexist, and a lot of this behavior gets excused because it is so common and it is a regular thing to assault women.
Isn't that interesting? And the reason is because a lot of these people in this industry,
what happened?
They wear a mask. They put on a front. It's kind of like the effect like when a pastor is like a scammer, or a pastor behind the scenes is like a molester. They will wear these capes to disguise themselves as heroes, pretend that they're good people, when in reality they're just as bad as the predators that they don't talk about or condemn. They want to blackball 6ix9ine. People like Adam 22, who has his own, allegations of sexual assault. people like DJ Academics, people like all these people like Charlemagne the God, who has literally admitted to raping a woman.
I went to the sex store and got Spanish Fly.
Oh, so you raped him?
Shut up. Spanish Fly. They sell it in the sex store. I'm telling the truth. They sell it in the Spanish store. I had to fucking
There's some knowledge in the sex store too. You can put that to a girl's throat. That's sex store. That doesn't mean it's illegal.
So I put the Spanish Fly in the E&J. We drinking the E&J and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got horny as a motherfucker too. Right? So she was drunk and shit, and we had sex and shit, and like a lot of my boys was trying to come in the room and fuck her. I'm like, nah, she's like, I can't, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna let you in the treatment. That's rape. Yeah. Okay, so
just one-on-one, it ain't right.
Yeah, so
trains are rape.
So the next morning she wakes up. And we talk about it. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, we had sex. She said, okay, well, I'm glad it was you.
A girl just said, yo, at least you raped me.
I didn't rape her. I did not rape her.
Hey, if it was any of your cousins or friends who had been raped,
I didn't rape her because me and her had every intention of having sex with each other.
So then why would you put the Spanish Fly?
I'm still a freaky motherfucker, but listen,
was she passed out while you fucked her?
Nah, she wasn't like, she was like one of those drunks where, she was one of those drunks where like, she was one of those drunks where she was like, she wasn't coherent, but she was up.
These people wear a mask, and that's why it's so hard for them to critique their face.
Oh my God, that is horrible.
The reason why predators like Harvey Weinstein and all these major predators like Woody Allen and all these major alleged predators like Steven Tyler are able to thrive in this industry is because they've helped so many people in the industry climb that ladder, and they feel like they have to have this undisclosed loyalty instead of calling people out. But everybody gets theirs in the long run. Some of your favorite celebrities that you don't even expect or don't even realize are going to be next. Some of the biggest entertainers in the world are going to lose almost everything. Empires are literally going to crumble because they built it on a faulty foundation. And eventually what goes up must come down. Let me know what you guys thought about this entire...
Oh my God. It's not that they just built it on a faulty foundation. It's that they're sick. And they've been doing sick shit for many years. And eventually that shit is going to catch up to you. You just continue to be a fucked up person, continue to assault people. Like, what? That Charlemagne confession is crazy, and I'm very surprised that wasn't talked about more. I mean, I'm pretty sure it probably was mentioned at some point, but I feel like that should have went viral because I never heard that. Like, that's a sick thing to admit, and y'all are all joking and laughing about it. I hate everybody. Like, gross to all these people. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!